This is a message about returning to love, and not just returning to love, but how fast can you show up and respond as love. And this is really most applicable in our relations, where we relate to others, where we relate to other living beings, other emotional fields. So oftentimes there's so much emotional energy at play that we don't even see. And it sort of precipitates a lot of inner thought and inner dialogue, and it can even consume the mental field. And so if you think about a relationship or a friendship where you might be wondering what that person is thinking, maybe it's your turn to respond, or maybe there's something that they said, a conversation that plays in your mind over and over. Maybe it's something that they did or didn't do, and you're playing it over in your mind as if maybe it meant something about you, or maybe it showed you something about them. And there's a lot of inner analysis around what you think about that. Maybe there's judgment. Maybe it's something that doesn't sit well with you. And then you wonder, can I trust this person? Should this person even be in my friend group? How can I show up with them authentically when maybe I don't even like what they did or what they said? And so there's so many different ways this plays out, where we are in relation with another person, and then we find ourselves in our inner spaces toiling about, judging, analyzing, having conversations with ourselves. And in reality, a lot of times, most all the time, none of these things that another person does is really ever about us. It's really just about their perception of the world and how they're responding to the world according to their own programs and their own wounding patterns. And the greatest thing that we can be is a clear mirror, is to be that infinite field of love. It feels a bit aspirational, maybe even unrealistic. And maybe there are times or days where we don't even want to be that, and that's completely okay. But the real grit, this is the real grit, where we can see the field, where we can zoom out above all the humaning, above the density of these inner spaces of self, the mental, the emotional, the relating patterns, how our triggers are activated and how their triggers are activated. And can we just arrive to the other as love, recognizing them as an extension of ourselves, having empathy for their experience, the human experience? And can we just start to expand into that infinite field that connects us all, which is that creation frequency, that love? That's really what it's about. And as we ascend and expand in consciousness and raise in frequency, we start to move back into that unity field. And that is the invitation. That is the invitation. And it may not always feel accessible. It may not always be something we even want to do, but this is the message. This is the invitation to sort of start to orient that way and to consider, how fast can I just show up as love? How can I start to just put down all of this inner analysis, this inner judgment, and just arrive to that field, that relational field as love? And so this is something to carry with you into your day and into your week. That is, how fast can I arrive as love? And so witnessing when you're in the space of inner analysis, is it actually worth it? How does it energetically fragment you? And what happens if you just move to existing as love, inviting yourself to arrive to that place as just full love, meeting that person with love, meeting those inner thoughts with love, how fast can I arrive as love?